Hello everybody, my name is Jörg Glückmann and I will show you how we can build customer-centric processes with ARIS Cloud. Organizations are facing many challenges these days. We see competitive challenges. So new competitors are coming up from all different industries. Apple is being a new competitor in the watch industry. Google might be a new competitor in the car industry. We see increasing price pressure from all different regions around the world. And we see that even if an organization came up with a new innovative business model, that competitors will copy that business model really, really fast. Technology challenges. Companies are thinking about ways to provide a more personalized service, more personalized products. Also talking about mass customization. Companies have the challenge of having a high availability of their services, also guaranteeing the security of customer data. And organizations searching for ways to use cloud, mobile, and social technologies to provide new and innovative ways to engage with customers. There are also product and service challenges, which lead to faster innovation cycles, and to customers which demand faster and better support. So the times are over where customers are happy to talk to 10 different call center agents explaining each time the same problem. And customer challenges. Customers are more and more demanding because they are used to best-in-class service. And they don't care if they are right now dealing with a utilities company, for instance. They are used to the world-in-class or best-in-class service they experience at an online retailer, for instance. And they will have the same expectations on the utilities company. So cross-industry benchmarks is quite a common thing these days. To cope with these challenges, every business will claim that it puts customers first and that improving customer service is a key objective. However, many businesses still continue to build very internally focused processes, and they often fail to consider the experience customers have when they interact with the business. Successful businesses are those that see customer satisfaction as a key differentiator for success. To a large part, this has been driven by the success of online retailers such as Amazon that have been totally focused on delivering excellent customer experience. So, in today's world, a good process is no longer enough. It is the customer experience that the process delivers that really counts. At that time, I'd like to introduce Bob to you. Bob is a business analyst which was tasked to improve customer experience. We will see how Bob is doing his job on the next slides and in a short demo. On that slide, I put together a few facts on why customer experience matters. 78% of consumers have not made an intended purchase because of a poor service. Just think about that number. That could be your customers. It is 6 to 7 times more expensive to acquire a new customer than it is to keep a current one. On top of that, an existing customer, a loyal customer, is worth up to 10 times as much as its first purchase. It's getting even better because bad customer service will reach twice as many years than good service. So it's not just cheaper to keep a customer, that customer will also make more, or you will also make more money with the customer. The customer lifetime value will be higher. And you avoid bad news about your company because that person will only spread good news. So I think if you see those numbers, nobody will really doubt that customer experience management is an important topic to tackle. The degree to which a business really puts its customers first can be seen by looking at its business processes. A best practice is to follow an outside-in approach to build processes around the customer interactions. As well as just thinking about the needs of the business, it is also important to think about the needs of the customer and the trends in the markets. Going back to my first slide. So these areas can be described as voices that need to be heard. So the voice of the customer needs and expectations, the voice of the business objectives, and very important, the constraints, and the voice of the market, current trends and what competitors are doing. Once these voices have been taken into account, the voice of the process will show how the process is performing. But how can you hear the voice of a process if you have no idea how your processes look like? In fact, in many organizations are some process improvement initiatives going on, but they are spread all over the place, they are not integrated. So the mess you see on that slide is for real in many organizations. And the problem with this is you can't manage your business if you don't know its processes. And if you don't know its processes, you can't improve customer experience. That's where ARIS Cloud comes into play, because ARIS Cloud helps you to make all your processes explicit. With ARIS Cloud, you can design processes, you can share them, and you can collaboratively improve them. And you will follow an end-to-end approach to bring all your processes together. Because it runs in the cloud, you can start process improvement initiatives immediately, really in a few minutes. And you need limited investment because it's subscription-based. We even got a free trial, and I will talk about that in a few minutes. ARIS Cloud also scales based on your demand. So you can start with a few process designers and a few viewers, and then can upscale users or downscale based on your maturity. ARIS Cloud comes with some reference processes, also for customer experience management, with methodologies, so how to model processes, and a repository where all objects are being stored together. ARIS Cloud is built on ARIS technology, which has shaped the BPA discipline for over 25 years. And it started off with managing core processes and business capabilities, like procurement, production, finance, sales. Next evolutionary step were end-to-end processes, the management and improvement of end-to-end processes, like procure to pay or order to cash, spanning core processes. Next step was the topic of the tree transformation. So obviously, business processes will sit on IT systems which power those processes. So with ARIS, you can see if you change a process, what impact will that have on your IT systems, or vice versa, if you phase out an IT system, which business process will be impacted. The last evolutionary step was business transformation. And here the topic of customer experience management is a very important one. Another topic here would be business strategy, business objectives, which would actually directly lead to customer experience management. But what is a good customer experience? Well, good customer experience depends on the effectiveness of the journey a customer travels on his way to receive goods or services. And that effectiveness is determined by the level of service the customer has come to expect, but also by the way the customer has been conditioned by the best-in-class companies such as Amazon or Apple. It is really important to keep in mind that best-in-class experience will change over time, because expectation will change, technology will change, and competitors will catch up. Again, referring to my first slide. To design good customer experience, I recommend to start with the processes. Designing a process is about identifying the sequence of tasks to deliver a business objective. You should also have a look on the resources needed for doing that, and the environment in which a process operates. A good process design should show the important decision points and various paths the process can take. Another important point, business scenarios. When an instance of a process is executed, a particular set of decisions is made and specific paths are followed. Defining all the important process scenarios is an important step to ensure that the process design is complete as possible. So you would define an order process and with a business scenario, you would describe which way an order could go through your process landscape. Defining that will also help you later on to test the performance of your processes and the customer experience. Requirements. In the past, processes were mostly developed to meet business needs, and they were usually described by a set of requirements defined by internal stakeholders. In order to deliver best-in-class customer service, it is important to put much more emphasis on customer needs and to build the processes around those needs. Customers should, or actually must be, your most important stakeholders. User stories. To define a customer's need, a less formal technique called user stories is often used. User stories are expressed in the form of a statement that identifies the activity the customer wants to perform. So for instance, I want to register with a website so that I can order products without having to re-enter my details all over again. Using this I want so that I can format makes the story easy to understand and focuses on why the customer wants to do something. This ensures that the process achieves what the customer desires. User stories are quite similar to use cases which software developers use. After designing the process, customer journeys should be designed. A customer journey shows the flow of activities and interactions that the customer undertakes to achieve a goal. It is putting together user stories, which I explained the slide before, with business processes, and is identifying the interaction between them. I will give you an example on that in a few minutes. Typical journeys would include ordering a product, canceling subscription, checking a balance, or returning a product. It is really key to look at the end-to-end performance of a customer journey because this is what counts for the customer. Yeah? The best sales process does not help at all if delivery is messed up. So it's really key that all sub-processes need to be in sync. Customer touchpoints. The customer may have many interactions with the business, but some of these will have a particular significance for the customer or the business or both. So for instance, the point at which a customer places an order is a major interaction. At that point, the customer has decided he wants the product or service. It also represents the start of a contractual agreement. Interactions that involve the customer are known as touchpoints. An important touchpoint where the business can make or break is known as moment of truth. The moment of truth is also a very important instrument to design customer experience, because getting the customer experience wrong at a moment of truth can have a very bad effect on the customer's perception of your business. On the other hand, providing a good experience can create a huge loyalty to the brand, to your company, that can persist even in the face of future problems. Modeling the moment of truth enables the business to clearly see where it should focus process improvement efforts. Probably the most important moment of truth for customers is when they first use the product and if it works or not. An important moment of truth for the business is usually when it receives the payment. Once moment of truth have been clearly identified and evaluated, business owners must be assigned to each of them. It should be their responsibility to monitor the moments of truth and drive improvement projects. Business change projects should always be evaluated based on their effect on customer experience and moments of truth. If the projects can't identify any benefit or even customer experience may suffer, then the project should not be allowed to go ahead. So, let's bring all these points together. When starting to design good customer experience, it is important to make sure that value is delivered quickly. You should avoid setting up a program to create large number of customer journey models. Instead, concentrate on a few key areas where new products are being launched, new opportunities occur, customer issues exist, poor measurement is in place, or other problems. And it's really important to involve a wide range of business stakeholders in the modeling. So that could be sales, marketing, customer experience teams, process designers. And bring in customers to ensure the model is representative. It is also important to consider the data used by the business processes, because often well-designed processes fail because the designers have not considered the flow of data through the process. And a big source of customer dissatisfaction is when the customer is repeatedly asked for the same data. To design a process with a good customer experience, it is necessary to design, model, simulate, and test the associated customer journey, in addition to design, model, simulate, and test the process. I really recommend to create customer journeys in the same database as the process models, sharing the same repository of information, because both work together. On that slide, you see a procedural model that shows the key steps in designing for good customer experience. It starts with capturing business requirements, capturing user stories, then to design the target customer journey, to design the moments of truth and key performance indicators, to identify business scenarios, then to design business processes, model process data flows, as I mentioned, very important point, then to test the process scenarios, and then to evaluate the actual customer journey. So you see other objects in that process. You see that there are documents linked like user stories, there is a possible risk, there are KPIs as well in that procedural model. So that procedural model is actually very helpful to design a good customer experience. With this, I'd like to switch over to ARIS Cloud to show you a little demo. So, if you visit ariscloud.com, which I strongly recommend, you get an overview what ARIS Cloud is all about. Yeah, you get an overview on different features of ARIS Cloud, and you get a section on use cases. And if you click on use cases, you will find the use case customer experience management. And everything I told you and more can be found on that page. You find a very good white paper and how-to guide for building customer-centric processes, and you can start a free trial. I really ask you to do the first trial. You can test ARIS Cloud for 1 month with 2 designers, 5 viewers, and everything I will show you in my little demo, you can do yourself to make your processes run better and to provide better customer experience. So just click on free trial to get to that free trial file. If you get a free trial, you can click on My ARIS Cloud and you would log in to ARIS Cloud. I have already done that. So in ARIS Cloud, you see a few shortcuts here. You can create models. You can navigate through processes. We got a social collaboration environment integrated up here, and we have a process repository which you can access over here. On the right side, you see that there is a collaboration going on already. And you see the 2 characters I introduced to you already for business and Sophie service, Sophie customer. We see in the oldest post that Bob Business created a customer journey model overview, and he's asking Sophie to provide feedback on that model. So let's have a look on that process and what happened here. Make it a bit bigger. So this BPMN collaboration diagram is actually really good to model customer journeys. The pools of the collaboration diagram can be used to represent private processes of different participants. And between those pools, we see different messages which show the interactions. At the simplest level, which is that model, you will see the public processes. And it's called public processes because they are visible to both parties. This is a very useful approach during the first stage of defining a customer journey and a moment of truth. This model shows an example of a high-level customer journey for an online ordering process. The order product online and the business online sales and fulfillment processes are just shown as tasks without any detail. See that here, just tasks. The touch points between those two tasks are shown with message symbols. The moments of truth and keep customer informed points are highlighted with some graphical annotations. Even from this simple model, you already see that the customer's view of the cycle time is different from that of the business. So let's see that as a first start to define a customer journey. Bob asked Sophie for its help, and Sophie answered, "Hi Bob, in the past I had problems with my goods delivery, so that would be this moment of truth. Let's specify the customer journey overview model to solve this problem." And Bob replied, "Okay, let's do that." He detailed the customer journey a bit more. So let's have a look on the detailed customer journey model. And we see, wow, that is quite detailed. So that's a detailed customer journey model for an online product ordering. In ARIS Cloud, you have different views. So you could get an overview view on that model, a steps view, a table view. Yeah. You can run reports on that on a model, like creating a process manual, or export the graphic, or creating output model information. And you can also maintain attributes for each and every object. If you got designer rights, you get that little pen, and if you would click that little pen, then you come into the design environment where you can actually model a business process model or modify it. Yeah. Also here, you got reports, and you can also see properties of the different objects. And you could see where those objects are used, in the occurrences or in the relationships. But let me go back to the overview. So again, we see a customer pool. We see that the business pool is being split into sales, billing, and support, so different processes. Yeah. If I go back to the collaboration, I see that Sophie said, well, that's way better, but we still don't know if goods are really delivered after she ordered it. That might be your moment of truth, but not mine. You should detail goods delivery a bit more. So let's see what Sophie is talking about. So we see in that lane, the customer lane, that an order was placed and then we got those purple boxes where the customer is waiting for an order confirmation, waiting for a dispatch of confirmation, and wait for delivery. So it's interesting now that the business moment of truth right here is when the goods are delivered to the customer. But the big question is this really the moment of truth for Sophie customer? Because we have no idea if the goods really were delivered to Sophie's house. So it would be probably a good idea to understand a bit more what goods delivery means and to put in a few measuring points to see if an order was really fulfilled. And that's exactly what Bob Business was doing. So he wrote back, very good point, Sophie. Let me detail the goods delivery part a bit more. Okay, let's also have a look on that. And we will see that there is a new box in the model, third-party delivery. We zoom in a bit more, where the goods delivery is specified. So we see that goods delivery will bring back a customer signature, so an email from the customer. If the goods were delivered, then we get a delivery confirmation, or if there's a failure, we also get a confirmation. And so the moment of truth is not the goods delivery anymore, but the delivery confirmed. And we will see if this is helping Sophie, and she's writing back, thanks Bob Business. This is exactly what I had in mind. This will solve the problem I encountered a few times with your business. So I think that's worth a like. With that, I'd like to go back to my presentation, the testing of customer experience. Customer journey models can be used to test how the business processes perform and how the customer experience will be. Ideally, the business measures of process effectiveness, so remember, the voice of the process, should be the same as the customer measures, the voice of the customer. Because it's not always possible to have direct insights in the customer's process, often other ways are needed to get feedback from customers, and that could be customer surveys, or if you are able to detect if a customer activates a product, or when a carrier delivers that item. So the example I showed you before. It is very important to obtain those customer-focused measures, because only then it is possible to really understand the customer journey and to assess customer satisfaction. It's really important to make all of this information available to the business. A good approach here is to create performance dashboards along with important business KPIs, because this brings your customer experience management initiative to key executives. So what customer experience will do for your business? Well, it will improve customer satisfaction. A report by McKinsey found that companies focused on customer experience have the potential to increase customer satisfaction by 20%. It will foster repeat customers and customer loyalty. BT Research conducted a study in 2013 that revealed that 44% of customers consider customer loyalty as to be a relic of the past. Imagine, 44% of your customers think loyalty is dead. Customers think that way because they believe there are plenty of alternatives in the competitive landscape. But focusing on customer experience will solve that issue. Because when you do it right, customer experience will be a point of differentiation. And if your customers are impressed with your business, they will continue doing business with you. Increase customer advocacy and referrals. The research by Wharton School of Business found that a referred customer has a 16% higher lifetime value. They are often quicker with closing sales and less complicated or demanding customers. So imagine if every customer with whom you dealt became an advocate for your business. Reduce customer churn. An Accenture Global Customization or an Accenture Global Customer Satisfaction report found that price is actually not the main reason for customer churn. It's actually the overall poor quality of customer service. Focusing on customer experience will eliminate areas in your business where poor service has been identified, and with that, reduce churn. Create competitive advantage. Forrester analyst Harry Manning and Stephen Powers believe that customer experience is your only source of sustainable competitive advantage. Irvin Bablavsky-Berger, a Wall Street Journal contributor, noted, a company can differentiate itself from competitors in one of two key ways: by providing super customer experience or by offering the lowest price. Choose one. And most importantly, increase revenue and sales. According to a study by Echo Research, 70% of customers are willing to spend more money with a company that provides good customer service. So, customer experience is no longer just a hype. It is the norm. It is here to stay, and there are countless case studies and examples that demonstrate its importance. The real question is, will you embrace customer experience or will you ignore it? I can tell you others will not ignore it. If you want to tackle that topic, you should start today. Go to ariscloud.com, have a look at the use case section, click on customer experience management, read our how-to guide, which will give you a very detailed description of how to design good customer experience, and start the free trial today, because there's no reason to wait. You can set up your first project in a few minutes, and you can improve processes right away. If you need help doing that, you find a community on ariscloud.com. You can ask your questions, and we will be happy to answer your question and to help you. With that, I wish you a great day. Bye-bye.